What is up, everyone? It's Ricky572. Return to channel. Today's October 11th, 2023, and we're gonna hop on and do a quick market watch. So, before I start the market watch, we do have, I think, Age of Overlord sneak peeks and premiere events happening this weekend at your local OTS stores. I was thinking about going, but I'm not really sure. I'm still considering it because I did want to try to pull my SP Little Knight because I think that's one of the only cards I need. That I think is kind of high end price, so I didn't pre-order it. There's other stuff I did pre-order, but SP Little Knight is one of those cards that I still need. Also, we do have our friend Kevin, who bought a case, so I might not even need to buy the packs if he's already getting a case next week when the set does release. But I'll see. Maybe I'll go to support the local OTS stores. But yeah, sneak peek premiere event happening this weekend. If you guys do go, hopefully you guys pull quarter centuries and SP Little Knights. So starting off the market watch is Triple Tactics Thrust. This card we've seen fluctuate over the past couple months. I've seen it as low as like $56, $57, and then it kind of stayed around like the $70, $80 price point. It looks like it finally broke that price point. We have 24 listings on the market, and we have listings at $97.99, $98.98 with shipping, $99.99, $99.99. So basically $100 card now. I did speculate it was gonna hit around $100, but I got rid of them around 86ish because I did need some money at the time. I bought them for like, I think $65, $70, and I got rid of them for 86. So I still made a profit on them, but I wish I would have held on to them. Now that they're like $100, it's probably not gonna get a reprint until like next year's 10th, and its only other reprint that it has is the ultimate rare from the OTS set, and I think that one's like $130, $140 at right now. So that one is at 132, 132, 137, 139, $143. So they are up in price too. They were sitting around like back in September they were around like 84, $90. So if you guys pick them up then, you guys are winning right now. But yeah, Triple Tactic Source is going up in price. Next card we have is Big Welcome Labyrinth. So if you guys haven't picked up your Big Welcome Labyrinth to play Labyrinth this upcoming format, since they are getting a new monster in Age of Overlord, I feel like this is going to be a popular deck people are going to be picking up. 52 listings on the market. We have one listing at $19.99, $21.50, $22, $22.50, $22.88, $22.99, $23.10. I honestly could see this card maybe hitting like the $30 price point. These were sitting for a long time around like $3-ish at its lowest, $3-4. Then they got then they got announced that they're getting a new monster, and also this is one of the only cards that isn't getting a reprinted until like next year. All the other Labyrinth stuff got reprinted. So it's very accessible now, except for this card. So this card I could see reaching like a $30-$35 price point once the new Labyrinth monster releases. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about Big Welcome Labyrinth. Do you guys see this card going up even higher in price, or is it going to stay at that $20 price point? We got announced that in OTS 24, this is the OTS pack that we're getting until like February next year. OTS 23 is still, I think it's gonna be released sometime next week or the week past next week. Uh, but in OTS 24, we did get announced that we were getting an ultimate rare Rock the Vanquisher. So I wanted to take a look at this one and see how it's doing. It's crazy that they chose this card to make as an OT, but that makes me like speculate that maybe there's some more Vanquish support coming in like future sets. This card was sitting around like the $15-$14 price point. I actually bought a Vanquish Soul deck a couple weeks back, and I paid like $14-$15 for a couple copies of these, and now they're heading up even higher in price. 33 listings on the market. Vanquish Soul is getting a new Vanquish Soul monster and a trap card in the Age of Overlord set, so maybe people are barely finding out about that and picking these up. But these are hitting $17.99, $17.99, $18.84, $18.86. Once these copies are gone, we hit $20.26 and going up to $20.97 with shipping. So almost a $20 card now. I could see this card going up even higher in price as well, because we're not getting the reprint, and that reprint's gonna be an OT until February. Some people might pick up this deck to play right now. Probably I could see it probably hitting like a high price point of like $30-ish, but we'll see what happens with this one. Um, I think if Vanquish Soul does get another like support card, because I feel like they're missing something. They're missing like a field spell or something that negates like monster effects or spell and traps. So I feel like there's more support coming. So we'll see what happens with this card. But let me know how you guys feel about Rock of the Vanquisher or Vanquish Soul in general. Gravekeeper's Encryption is one of those cards I've been testing out in Vanquish Soul because Vanquish Soul doesn't really use a graveyard, so I think it's a good card to use against like branded tier elements or Enchain because this effect right here, neither player can activate card effects in a graveyard, so it's kind of like a lingering effect if you use this card going first, or if even if you go second if they build a board, and if you use this, it kind of makes their graveyard useless, so they have no like recovery plays. But yeah, this card was at like $2-ish, then it spiked up because people were talking about it to like the $9 price point. And right now we have 88 listings on the market, starting to trend back down. We have 558, 634 with shipping, 640, 650, 690, and $7.50. The only issue I have with this card right now is that it says at the start of your main phase 1. So this card has to be played at the start of the main phase. You can't play it like later on. So if you search it with the Rust, you can't play it because it's not the start of your main phase 1 anymore. That's the only downside that I have with it. If it didn't have that restriction, I think it would see more play. I still like it though, maybe drawing into it or something, but it does have that restriction, so I wanted you guys to be aware about that. But it is one of those cards I'm testing, so I thought I'd mention it on this market watch. So next card we have now is the Bestial Libellion. So the Prismatic Seeker is the one we're going to be focusing on because it looks like it's starting to trend upwards in price. It was sitting around like $9 to $10, now it's going up. 49 listings on a market, and we have listings starting at 12.18, 12.19, 12.20, 12.25, 12.29, 12.66, and 12.79. So slowly heading up to the $13 price point. And this was kind of expected because the Bestial Jewess Worm is going up in price, so this one is able to search that. So it's only right that this one follows and goes up with it as well. Let me know how you guys feel about the Bestial Libellion. I heard that Dragon Link is trying to mix the Theo Ballstar engine in it, so maybe that's the reason why people are picking up the Bestial Libellion to try to get that together. But we'll see this upcoming format how Dragon Link does, or maybe this is for like branded Bestials or something. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. We have this card called Ice Barrier from Brothers of Legend. It basically lets you so the first effect isn't really that important, but the second effect is the one I want to talk about. But we'll just read the card. When an attack is declared involving your opponent's monster, change that opponent's monster attack to 0, negate its effects. Also, it cannot change its battle position. You could banish this card from your graveyard. Okay, so this is the effect that we want to pay attention to. So it says you can banish this card from your graveyard, send one level 5 or higher water monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can add one water monster from your graveyard to your hand. Also, into the end of your next turn after this effect resolve, you cannot special summon monsters except water monsters. So this is kind of like a searcher. You could send this card to the graveyard or off something like Foolish Burial Goods and get a search out of it, because once you banish it, you get to basically search out a water monster from your send a water monster from your deck to the graveyard and then search it and add it back to the hand with this card. So it is one of those cards that I think people might be looking at to play in like the new Ice Barrier strategy with the new Ice Barrier cards that's coming out I think later next year. We did have this card around like 40 cents. It looks like it's starting to trend up a little bit. 106 listings on the market. We still have cheap copies, 30 cents, 40 cents, 46 cents, 49 cents, 49 cents, 49 cents. I feel like it might be one of those cards that spikes up to like the $1, $2 price point later on. It's just a tech. Like I said, Foolish Burial Goods, maybe run it at 3, and maybe this card like at 1, it turns into like a searcher or something. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel about Ice Barrier. We have Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. This one is I guess a normal ultra rare. card from normal ultra rare pendulum card from legendary dragon decks, and I noticed it was going up. I'm not really sure why this one's going up. It was sitting around like $5-ish, and right now we have copies starting at $5.98. Then after this one's gone, we have it going up to $6.29, $8.79 with shipping, $8.98, $8.98, $8.99, heading up to like the $9 price point. So someone let me know why this card is going up down in the comments below, because I'm not really sure why. Its pendulum effect, it says if an odd eyes card you control is destroyed by battle, or a card effect you can special summon one odd eyes monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use the effect of Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon once per turn. It's a level 7, so yeah, I'm not really sure what deck this is going to be ran in or why it's going up, but if you guys have any idea why, let me know down in the comments. We have Dragoon actually going up in price, and I have been seeing a lot more branded builds going with the Dragoon engine. So we have the ultra rare at 45 listings. It was sitting around like $17-ish, and right now $17-ish back in September, and right now we have it going up to 1923, 1924, 1899, 1899, 1953, and that's basically like $20 with shipping. So it's slowly creeping up to that $20 price point with only 45 listings on the market. We have the Prismatic Secret Rare Dragoon. This one is at 57 listings. It was sitting around like 14, 15-ish dollars, and it looks like right now we do have it at 1894, 1988, 1999, 1999, and hitting that $20 price point. So yeah, this one's gone up by like $4 to $5. Like I said, the branded build that runs this engine has been seeing a lot more popularity, and I mean branded Chimera is still pretty popular too, but some people like running the regular branded build more than the branded Chimera build. So I could see why Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is going up. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comments below about Red Eyes Dark Dragoon though. We have Ashura King. So this is a card that's being hyped up at the moment. I think we have a new Goblin archetype coming out that's like level 3 or something. And this is one of those cards that didn't get a reprint from Power of the Elements. This card was sitting at around like under $1. I remember picking some copies up under $1. And right now we have 47 listings on the market, and these are heading upwards. We have $3.90, $3.99, $4, $4.15, $4.18, $4.20, $4.35, $4.42, and $4.45. So like basically a $4 card now from like $1 price point. I think it's just hype pushing it up. So if I were you guys, if you guys have some of these in stock, I'll get rid of them before, or get rid of a playset before they go back down in price. It has a good effect though. The only problem is that it takes 3 level 3 monsters. It says while this card has material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of materials attached to it. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles, it gains 200 attack. When another monster's effect is activated, quick effect, you can attach 1 material from this card and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So I think I ran into like a Goblin deck on Edo Pro earlier in the week when I was testing out my Vanquish zones, and I noticed that there was a card that lets you, or something about the archetype lets you attach monsters or something to exceed monsters you control. So I feel like maybe that might be why this card is being picked up also, because you could probably attach like level 3 monsters to it and make it have some more negations. But I could be wrong. I'm just like thinking right now. But yeah, Ashura King is heading up in price, and let me know how you guys feel about this one. Are you guys buying or are you guys selling? We have number C62 Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon going up in price. So this is a rank 8 monster. It says 3 level 8 light monsters. And it also says you can also exceed summon this card by using number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon you control. Transfers materials to this card. At the start of your battle phase, you can attach 1 material from this card. It can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during this battle phase. If this card has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as material, it gains these effects. Unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, gains attack equal to the combined levels and ranks of its attached materials. But this card was around like $1, $2 back in, is that July? And right now we have it heading up in price. 72 listings on the market. We have 1 listings at $225. Then we go up to 350, 350, 350, 495, 495, 498. So basically hitting the $5 price point. And my guess is that maybe this is a tech that might be using like the Horus archetype, because you could make uh this one, is it? Yeah, it's this one. You can make number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon with just two level 8s, and then you could make this on top of it after. So I think it's just one of those tech cards that might be using Horus, and that's why people are buying it right now. But let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel about it. Do you guys see people using this in the Horus, with the Horus build, or is it one of those cards that's gonna just fade down in price? I actually think this might actually hold in price, because I see a lot of Galaxy Eyes stuff like has been like going low on listings and up in price. So it might stay at that price point, even if the Horus stuff, if the Horus engine doesn't consider using this. The Zombie Vampire is another card that Horus uses in their extra deck, so I wanted to take a look at it. We have the Prismatic Secret from the 10. These are the cheaper ones at 65 listings. It looks like they did start to go up a little bit. They were sitting around like 50 cents. Now we have them at $1, 90 cents, 90 cents, 94 cents, 99 cents. So basically $1, then $1.24, $1.35, and $1.38. So they are starting to trend upwards a little bit, but they're still pretty cheap. If you guys are planning to play the Horus deck, I would pick up my copies now. Pick up the Prismatic Secrets. I think they're nicer than the original version. You have the original version, the Secret from Battle of Chaos at, let's see, what do we have it at? 80 listings. These are at $3.99, $3, $4.55, $3.67, $3.67, $4.99. $4.99 and $4.10. So like a $4 to $5 card for this secret rare. I remember this card was hitting like a high price point of like $10-ish back when Tier Elements would run it and make they would run the Punk engine as well and go into this to mill some cards. But then then Tier Elements got hit and this card kind of faded down in price. I don't see it going up too high because it wasn't up that high back when Tier Elements was using it. So now that it has a reprint, I don't see it going up too high even if Horus uses it. But let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel about it. Do you guys see this card going up or staying at that price that it's at right now? We have Cross Sheep. So this one isn't actually going up in price, but I have noticed a lot of players on Edo Pro have been using it in their Tier Elements and Mana DM builds. So I wanted to talk about it and see how it's doing. It looks like the rares are like $1. So we have rares from Ignition Assault. These are at $1.45, $1.50, $1.50, $1.89, $1.90, and $1.99 on the first page, and it has 57 listings. So then we have the ultra rares. We have 60 listings for the ultra rares. It looks like it is starting to trend upwards a little bit. These are at $1.90, $1.90, $1.95, $1.97, $1.98, $1.99, $2. I would just get the ultra rare instead of the rare because it's a higher rarity. The Prismatic Secret rare is at 86 listings, and let's see what this is at. These were sitting around like $1, and right now we have them heading up as well. $1.45, $1.48, $1.50, $1.60, $1.85, and $1.93. So almost hitting $2. If I were you guys, I didn't know the Prismatic Secret was so cheap, so I would just go for the Prismatic Secret rare instead of the ultra rare or the rare, because they are the higher rarity and they're basically the same price as these. But I could see this going up in price even higher later on, once people start teching this in like real life. So if you guys don't have your copies now, pick them up before they go up even higher. And last card on today's Market Watch can be Penalty Game. This is a rare from Dark Revelation, and we do have other copies available. We have Comments and another rare from Flaming Eternity, but it looks like this one's running low on listings and kind of up in price. I noticed that my brother had some in his binder, so that's why I thought I mentioned it. I had some as well, but I got rid of them when they were like hyped up. So we have 8 listings for this one, and we do have some heavily played and moderately played available. So if you guys want to pick some up from us, you guys could order. We have $2 copies, $3 copies, $3, and they go up to $4.50. We have $1.98. Well, that's actually $4.98 with shipping. We have 498, 479, and that's basically like 5 plus 2 is 7. So $7 right here for heavily played. So I thought it was just one of those cards I mentioned, because I remember picking this up thinking it was going to be like a broken card. So let me read the effect. When your opponent has 4 cards in their hand, select and activate one of these effects. Your opponent cannot draw during their next draw phase. Your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards this turn. So the thing that got me was the thing that said when your opponent has 4 cards in their hand. I thought it was always gonna be live, so your opponent during their draw phase have like 5-6 cards if they're going second in their hand. But the restriction is that your opponent has to have 4 cards in their hand, so exactly 4 cards in their hand. That's the thing that got me. I didn't know about that until like after I bought them. So yeah, don't be fooled by this card. I mean, if you guys want to maybe like tech it or test it out, you guys can. But yeah, this card has that restriction that when your opponent has 4 cards in their hand, it has to be 4 cards. It can't be like 4 or 5. So just keep that in mind. I just thought it was one of those fun cards I mentioned for this market watch, because seeing it in my brother's binder reminded me of like that mistake I made of picking it up thinking it was gonna be like a broken card. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's market watch. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and X at Return a Chance. Good luck on your pulls if you are going to sneak peek this weekend. This is Ricky572, and we'll see you guys next time.